Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up, everybody? I'm Spear. On the mics this week, we have the Z-Man. What's up, Z?
This is the Olympic theme song that you always hear, but you do not know the words. They come and march right in, raise all the flags and release all the birds. Skiing, skating, hockey, and the bobsled. Upward steroids, they are not allowed. I don't remember the rest of the words.
All right. Nice return there, though, Z-Man. On the other mic, we have the mighty Ganthor. What's up, Ganthor?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
Welcome back, Z-Man.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since we had the Z-Man. Nice to have you back, big guy. So, Z,
Yo.
fantasy football.
Fantasy football. It's about that time.
It's coming back, right?
So first off, before we get into fantasy football, yeah, it's definitely coming back. Before we get into fantasy football, I got to put a plug in for my buddies.
All right.
If you guys have a chance and you love football, as we do,
Is this the tailgate guys?
you got to check out Tailgate 32. Yeah, tailgate32.com. It's my two boys up here in Boston. They're brothers, John and some other dude, Mike. Wow, that sounded dickish. John and Mike are going to all home games of all 32 NFL teams this season.
That is that's amazing, by the way.
They created a formula. They created an algorithm to plug in all the games and where they're at, and they came up with the optimal schedule. And they're going to go something like 15,000 miles or something to drive to all 32 home team stadiums and tailgate once in each stadium.
In one season.
In one season.
I still don't know how they're going to do this. There's only 18 weeks of football.
But there's Wednesday games, there's Thursday games, there's Saturday games, there's Sunday games.
It's true.
So
in your face, Spear.
In certain weekends, they're going to do 4 games in one weekend.
Wow.
So they got a team of all these dudes. They got we got Krusty. He's going to be helping them out. Krusty in the he said he's going to wear a disco hoodie in each of the 32 stadiums. That's his goal.
A disco hoodie, nice.
Disco hoodie.
All right. So we're getting into the fantasy football season again, Commish, right?
We're doing it again. Q reminded me. We're going to do it again. We have to figure it out. What are we going to do here? We gonna just put it out there for anybody who wants to join, or
I think we do the same.
I think
we do the same as last year. I think we try to get as many folks, either former guests or listeners, as many as possible. So be on the lookout for an announcement about that on the Facebook page. So you kind of ruined my thing there, Z. But I'm gonna play this anyway. Right there is the only good thing there is about the Olympics.
Dude, you're going to get our whole podcast shut down.
How you figure that?
Do you know what the International Olympic Committee does to protect their shit?
You think the International Olympic Committee is going to be listening to this fucking podunk podcast?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure we're not actually even allowed to say the word Olympic. I think that's against the law.
Well, here we go. I'm going to break the law. Something must be done about the fucking Olympics. There it is. I said it. I got one word for you. Trampoline. Trampolining is an Olympic sport. What the fuck is that about?
It's about bouncing up and down.
Bouncing up and down on a goddamn trampoline.
Rhythmically.
Whatever.
It's synchronized trampolining.
Yeah, but they're only jumping up and down. There's no where's the athleticism? Where's the genuine peril? Like, at least with diving, you have the risk of someone, banging their head on a platform or a diving board or something like that.
Pulling a Greg Louganis.
With the rest of the other gymnastics, at least you have somebody who can very seriously wipe the fuck out. What is there in trampoline? You're bouncing up and down. There is no way that can be an Olympic sport when my 5-year-old can do it in the backyard with a trampoline that I set up there. Trampolining should not be an Olympic event. Period. The end. Okay.
That's the least weird one that I have on my list. How the fuck is table tennis a sport? Because if table tennis is a sport, table tennis is the equivalent of playing tennis indoors. Yes.
Sure.
That's the idea.
Yes.
Then why isn't foosball a sport?
I was about to say
why
the same thing.
Why is foosball not an Olympic sport?
Why the fuck is beer pong not a sport?
Why is bubble hockey? Bubble hockey not an Olympic sport?
Well,
why is air hockey not an Olympic sport?
Bubble hockey should be in the winter sports at least.
At least.
At least.
Obviously.
What the fuck?
Dude, I am amazing at foosball.
Foosball. At least you get. At least it's a team sport.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys have a point, especially when you look at the equestrian events. It's
What
about
about?
the horse.
The horse.
It's not the rider, it's the horse.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, Gantor.
But if you don't beat the thing or whip it at the right time, it's not going to jump.
And that's a display of athleticism.
Yeah, but even
They
if you
should
do it, it doesn't mean it's going to get over.
They should have synchronized dominatrixing.
Synchronized.
Like you have to like synchronize dominatrixing, like because then you can get the whip and the crop out, and like you can put like the gimp suit on, and it'd be all about the gimp and the strength of the gimp.
Right, and then you can get some insane off-the-wall Olympic commentator from NBC going, "Oh, the Chinese gimp just took it right up the ass."
He did double fisting without lube. I mean, come on, how degree of difficulty like 7.9.
Oh, that has to be uncomfortable. But explain to me how the equestrian thing is a display of athleticism. I can understand with the wrestling. Even with gymnastics, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'll watch because my wife watches. The rowing, I'll give you. The running, certainly the track and field stuff, I'll give you. How in the hell is equestrian a display of athleticism? You hit it, Ganthor. It's the horse that's athletic at that point. It's not the rider, especially wearing that goofy fucking outfit
With the little hat and the boots.
Yeah. What do you think that is, Ganthor?
It's a throwback to old rich people.
So, I mean, polo's the game if you're gonna get into rich old people.
Yeah, at least there's a measure of athleticism in that. I mean, you have to at least have some sort of coordination to hit the ball while you're on horseback. That's got to take some skill. What the fuck are you doing if you're just jumping hurdles on a horse? That's trained repetitively to go over these things.
That's like playing like dominoes. That's like setting up dominoes and see who can set them up better.
Yeah, let's have like Olympic mahjong.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And has anybody tried to check out handball?
Handball. Okay, I was at the bar the other day watching this, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
What the fuck
Because
is going on?
as far as I can tell, you don't need to dribble, but they do. You don't need to pass, but they do. You should,
have-
and you don't,
you have to
and you can have
pass.
full. You have to pass. What's the
You
rule?
take 3 steps, then you
It's
gotta
a 3-step
stop.
rule.
Yeah.
Because why aren't they just like charging through the fucking little Asian people and just pouncing on it? I mean, the physical size of like the Brazilian team versus say like the Asian team, they should just be able to run the fuckers over. And there seems like there's no contact rule. Like you can just fucking just plow anybody over.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just jump up and wing it. That's what happens every time they score. They jump up in the air and then they wing it at the goalie.
And
the
they score.
Like,
Because
don't hit me.
the goalie's got no chance in hell at that point because they're only standing like 4 feet away.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of these games. Like, here's what it takes for something to be qualified as an Olympic sport. It needs to be practiced by a recognized international federation. That's it. You have to have some group of people that organize the playing of this sport. So there has to be like an international handball federation, and then get it past the IOC.
Who's the IOC?
The International Olympic Committee.
They're the people who pick what city it's going to be in our country.
They're the ones that pick what cities and states it's going to be in, and they also pick which sports are going to be in the Olympic competition. As an example, they're actually bringing back rugby and golf will be Olympic sports in the very next Olympics in 2016 in Rio de Janeiro, which will be ridiculous.
I gotta assume that the opening ceremony is going to be a little bit better.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. So
That was terrible.
the opening ceremonies. I'm sorry. Any culture that throws up a 50-foot Voldemort being attacked by 50 Mary Poppinses, no, it's
Poppinses?
an epic failure. I'm sorry.
And they have their queen jumping out of a helicopter with James Bond,
Right.
and that they still have a queen.
Like the opening ceremonies for the Olympics for this year's Olympics were an epic fail on just about every level. At least with the Beijing Olympics, the Chinese culture was obtuse enough that I didn't understand what the fuck was going on, so it just looked very pretty, and I was okay with that. You know, there's way too much here to rant about. So let's just move on. Where do you guys come down on professionals being allowed to compete in the Olympics?
So I was watching Around the Horn or one of those, Pardon the Interruption, and they were talking about this, and I think they made a good point. It's just like, This is a non-event for an Olympic for a professional athlete. They like get no money. If it was a decision between do you want to participate in the Masters or do you want to participate in the Olympics, what are you going to pick?
Masters.
You going to participate in the World Series or in the Olympics?
World Series.
Absolutely.
It's more important to your sport. I mean, the Masters. The Masters is one of the biggest tournaments in all of golf, and the World Series is the World Series. To me, that's no contest.
Right. And like when they compete, when we have professionals competing in basketball, it's just ridiculous. Like, was there ever a chance that that the women's basketball team was not going to win?
No, haven't they won the last 20 years or something like that?
Something like that.
I mean, haven't they pretty much destroyed all Olympic competition for?
I'm pretty sure they've never lost, right?
For a while. I mean, it's been for at least the last 4 or 5 Olympics, but they haven't lost in a long, long time. Wouldn't it be more interesting to watch amateur athletes, college kids, high school kids even, participate to represent their countries?
But I mean, what's the point? Do you want the best people in the world, or do you want the best non-paid people in the world?
I think the spirit of the Olympic Games was to have amateurs representing their sport on the biggest stage that can be provided to them. Now, I know that's a bit of a romantic idea, right? Considering
when the Olympics
all of
were
these...
started, Nike wasn't around sponsoring people for just fucking everything in the world.
Right. And now that they have all of these international governing bodies, you know, they're more than just international governing bodies. They're leagues. They're people get paid to play these sports. I'm not naive, but wouldn't it be more exciting to see USA Basketball field a team that is less experienced?
You're always going to get like the second best people then, because it's always going to be. It's like, oh, who didn't make it into the NBA? Those are the guys who are going to represent us.
I'm not even talking about the NBA. I'm talking about like college kids or like even they have all these high school leagues that they've run around, all these summer leagues. Why not take the best of these kids that are in the high school leagues, the ones that are sponsored by Nike and Under Armour and everything else, and bring them to the fore?
You know, they have professional mini golfers.
They have what?
No, that's ridiculous.
They have professional mini golf tours.
I don't even know what to say to that. Mini golf is the one last bastion of amateur nonsense, right? It's like
Nope.
it's for the people who can't play golf for real. They go play a little mini putt-putt.
Nope, they have a tour. I think it's like if you get a hole in one, you win the hole, and if you don't, then all the money from that hole goes to like the next hole.
To the next hole.
It's like isn't that what they call like skins?
Skins,
Is that how they do it?
yeah.
That's how skins play.
But they do it with hole in ones, hole in one or nothing.
That would be. I would watch that.
I've watched it. It's pretty. I watched it on like the Ocho or something. That's pretty good.
Really? Wait, they actually broadcast professional mini golf?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Wow. Dude, that's actually fascinating to me.
I can't tell you how not fascinating that is to me.
I would watch that over men's slow pitch softball any day.
So
We're actually starting our own mini league tournament in Boston. We're getting together and we're doing. I'm a co-commissioner
for a mini putt-putt league?
for a mini putt league. Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
and we're definitely gonna have an entry fee. I was like, we're making some money on this.
Get the fuck out of here with this.
We're gonna like every week we'll pick a different or not. We'll probably do it like once a month, and we'll choose a different course each week. And then we'll like it'll be the like 8 different games or something like that. And we'll average all the scores together. I don't know.
Wow.
It'll be fucking amazing.
Ganthor, where do you come down on that?
I'd like to see amateurs just because I can already watch those guys play in the NBA.
Right.
And like you said, the guys, I mean, what's it to them if they win or not, other than being a laughing stock inside the NBA community? But, I mean, they get paid millions of dollars. They already have their money. They got their endorsements. Let some amateur guys shine on the national stage or whatever.
The international stage.
That's what I meant.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I would rather see young kids get an opportunity to shine on the big.
You would, young kids shining, huh?
Jesus Christ.
That's what interested you?
Give me a break, Ganthor. You know
Hey,
what
you said it. You said it.
You know what I'm talking about.
Don't drag me into this. I had nothing to do with.
Don't drag me into whatever fucking sick thing goes on in
Dude,
your head.
You said it.
Yeah, and you twisted it around.
I didn't twist it anyway. I just reiterated what you said.
You know you're a pain in my balls.
So the problem I had with the Olympics was NBC.
You know, the NBC coverage was much maligned. right? Because a lot of what they did, if not all of what they did, was tape delay. At least the stuff that was in prime time. I mean, they did give you the opportunity to.
They would do that, but then they would also spoil the tape delayed event that they were broadcasting with their own commercials.
Right.
I heard that happen a few times. How incompetent can you be?
Yeah. See the winner of this race that we haven't showed you yet on the Today Show tomorrow morning.
Right. Like how? I mean, college kids can't be that incompetent. I just don't understand it.
And can I? I mean, look, I love me some Bob Costas. I do.
What?
I do. I love Bob Costas. I think him and Al Michaels are two of the best sports broadcasters on TV. There's no doubt about it. But how far does NBC need to reach for viewers for the Olympics when, to my amazement and wonder, Ryan fucking Seacrest is now on the Olympics covering like Michael Phelps. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean at one point
on Facebook.
There's Ryan Seacrest hanging out with the whole Phelps family, and I'm going, what the fuck is this about? Why is Ryan Seacrest on the NBC Olympics coverage? And B, what the fuck do I care about Michael Phelps' family?
Or the Twitter stats. Did you see that?
No, what was that?
Seacrest would do a presentation on Twitter stats related to the Olympics, like the most tweeted Olympian or moment or what was trending hottest in the Olympics today. It was a joke.
Fucking
who cares?
Ryan Seacrest.
Well, yeah. Why him?
Why him?
He's like Illuminati or something. He's everywhere, everything.
And the world is poorer for it, I must say.
You need to figure out what he's got going on, Spear. Leverage some of that.
I'll tell you what, we get Ryan Seacrest to say one word about the show. That's it. We'll go right through the roof. That's what we got to do. We got to get this from Ryan Seacrest's lap.
You work on that. You friend him on Facebook.
All right, yeah.
I'll let you manage that.
Sure. What would you do, Z-Man, to fix the Olympics?
I don't really see there's anything wrong with it.
Well, you wouldn't. We're doing a whole show here on something that must be done about the Olympics, and we're saying there's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know. I don't got no beef.
So let me ask you this, Z. We've said that in order for a sport to qualify for the Olympics, it needs to be practiced internationally. It needs to have an international governing body.
Masturbation fits all this.
Okay. What about poker?
Yep. It's practiced.
It's practiced internationally, right? There's an international governing body.
Yep.
Hell, there's a World Series of poker.
There is.
Should poker be an Olympic sport?
Absolutely.
Even though there is no athleticism whatsoever.
Says you.
Well, explain to me.
There's some you need to have some serious patience. Fatigue. Fatigue.
Come on. I'm not talking about mental gymnastics here, okay? I mean, what are you actually doing during a poker tournament?
Focus.
I suppose there's something to be said for that. I mean, in the shooting competition, all you're doing is focusing. Yep. There was a pregnant woman who competed in shooting this year, so she couldn't have been too athletic.
If you can, so here's my rules for what it can be and can't be an Olympic sport.
Okay.
If you can compete in the sport while holding a beer, not a sport. If you can be pregnant and compete in the sport, not a sport.
Not a sport. You can be pregnant and hold a beer while you're playing poker, though.
Yep, not a sport.
Not a sport. Okay, fair enough. So we just disqualified poker. What else drops off this list then? You know what? Following those two rules, sailing falls off. I gotta say, surprisingly enough, everything else holds up to that.
Even ping pong.
Gantor, would you do anything to change the Olympics?
Oh yeah, get rid of all the professionals.
Lose the professionals, right on.
And lose the ugly women.
Lose the ugly women. All right, so pretty much Germany wouldn't be allowed to compete.
Dude, their runners are nasty. The girls they got running, they're so nasty.
See, I don't think you're thinking big enough there, Gantor.
Fuck you.
I think there are some changes you can make to the games themselves. Hey, look, if you're going to have trampoline as an event, I'm okay with that. Let somebody jump on a trampoline all they want, but I should be able to shoot at them with something. Whether it's a start with a dart gun, like a Nerf dart gun or something that'll harmlessly just ping right off of them, just so they have to dodge them. If they get hit with it, if they get hit with anything.
Well, I could see could see you having a ball that you would swing that they'd have to time their jump over, like playing pitfall or something.
Right.
That I would enjoy.
Right. There should be some sort of obstacle. Right. Just jumping up and down and doing flips and twists. Not enough peril. Not enough genuine peril. Dodging things, having to jump back and forth, maybe across trampolines in order to not get hit with something, that I think would make things considerably more athletic.
You sound like you're kind of describing American Gladiators or any Japanese game show ever.
Well, those things are
Ninja
fucking
Warrior?
awesome. Ninja
Yeah.
Warrior, right? Those things are fucking awesome for a reason.
I agree with you. I think we need to invent our own Olympic competition.
I think for like equestrian type of stuff, no stationary obstacles. Should be like a miniature golf course, with like moving things that the
And
horses
it
have.
should be people that run and jump over that stuff. It shouldn't be a horse.
I agree.
Steeplechase.
With people, and like if you fall into a moat or something like that, it should be like a Tough Mudder.
There's like
I
electrical
would
wires
watch
and
that.
shit in there.
Yeah, you fall into a pit or something like that, it electrocutes you or some shit. Tough Mudder should be an Olympic event. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would support that.
All right, now we're talking. Are there any Olympic sports you would bring back? Would you bring back baseball?
No.
No.
Would you bring cricket?
I would
No.
actually to watch it just for my own personal thing. It's not necessarily I need to see an Olympic version of cricket, but I would like to watch cricket just to say I've seen a cricket match.
How about croquet?
Yes, I would watch croquet.
Olympic
That's
croquet?
a sticky wicket.
I'll tell you what, that doesn't pass Zeth's test there. You can play croquet while you're holding a beer
Okay,
And a
I
baby.
would still like to watch it. Why you gotta ruin my dreams?
because your dreams are stupid. I would bring back lacrosse. They had lacrosse a few times. Lacrosse would be a great Olympic sport. Here's something I would consider bringing back, Z. You tell me whether or not you agree. Tug of war.
No.
No?
Stupidest fucking event in the world.
Really? You want to settle world problems?
Tug it out.
Wouldn't it be funny to watch like the Chinese take on the Germans in this?
No.
That would be funny. You don't think the Chinese would cheat?
But I mean,
Have their athletes eat lead every day for a week to weigh themselves down?
Or just eat their paint they make.
the lead paint.
Touche.
We got to bring back tug of war. Tug of war, I think, would be funny.
Nah.
And
Not
again,
buying it.
and again, add genuine peril. Like they have to pull the other team into like an alligator infested pit.
Now you're just getting silly.
You guys
Yeah,
aren't.
that's
I
ridiculous.
can't believe you guys aren't into this. Like
Just try and take this seriously, Spear.
I'm trying to help NBC here. I'm looking at a rating spike of epic proportions. Alligator infested pits equal ratings.
I think you need to take your pitch to Japan if you actually want to see it go anywhere. You got to go to Japan, Spear. It's not going to work on the world market.
I can be a producer in Japan, but I can't do this for the Olympics.
Nope.
This is troubling on so many levels.
It's just one more thing you're bad at.
I guess
What's
so.
new in that?
Yeah. All right, what did we learn? What did we learn about the Olympics? Z, what did we learn?
If you're black, you have to do your hair.
Yeah. Yeah,
Didn't
that was
get
a
on
bit,
that.
was a bit of a clusterfuck, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ganthor,
I learned a lot.
I did not know about professional mini golf.
I did not know that either. And I wish Z a lot of luck on his new endeavor.
I'm not looking to join the tour or anything. It's just for shits and giggles with my friends.
I learned that there should be some genuine peril. We gotta spruce these things up a little bit. If you're gonna be on a trampoline, I should be able to shoot shit at you.
I'm
Nice
sorry, on a what?
Simpsons reference.
Thank you.
I got you, buddy.
Trampoline. If you're gonna be on a trampoline, I should be able to shoot shit at you. So if you want to shoot things at people on a trampoline, why don't you go ahead and post it on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can check us out in any number of ways on Stitcher Radio or on iTunes. Just search for 4listeners. And you can point your podcatcher at feeds.feedburner.com/4listeners. Be on the lookout for an announcement on the Fantasy Football League. If you want
That'll be on the Facebook page.
on the Facebook page. If you want to get involved, just let us know. We thank you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch, everybody.